Hi kids, I'm Storytime Pup, and welcome to the Storytime Pup Show. I'm so glad you came by to play. I love when my friends come by to play, and you're one of my friends. Are you ready to have fun? Let's see what we're going to do today. Magic marker, show us what we're going to do today. Yay! It's Storybook time! We love Storybook time! Hi kids, and thanks for stopping by for today's book. Today's book is Happy to Be Me, the story of Argo the Snail. And it's written by Erato, Kouvertaris and illustrated by Afton. Are you ready? Okay, let's get started with today's book. Once upon a time, there was a little brown snail named Argo. Argo lived in his shell by a big forest near a pond. Argo was very small and very slow. This made him feel sad and inferior to all the other animals that lived in the forest and pond. He couldn't swim like a fish or hop like a frog. He couldn't fly like a bird or run like a fox. One day, Argo decided he had had enough of being a snail. Although he was small, he had big dreams. He wanted to be a mighty kraken instead. A kraken is a giant sea creature that lives in the depths of the ocean, with tentacles as long as ships and a mouth as wide as a cave. Argo thought that being a kraken would be the coolest thing ever, and a lot more interesting than a little brown snail. Argo set out on a journey to find the sea. He slowly crawled and crawled, determined to reach the end of the forest and find the ocean that lay beyond. As he made his way through the forest and past the pond, Argo encountered all sorts of obstacles. There were logs to climb over, streams to cross, and even a couple of bears who tried to chase him away. But Argo was brave and kept moving forward, thinking about all his amazing adventures as a kraken. Nothing would stand in his way. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, Argo reached the edge of the forest. There, in front of him, lay the vast expanse of the ocean. Argo was overjoyed. He wiggled his tentacles, but no matter how much he squirmed or how much he squeezed, he was still too small to be a kraken. Not giving up on his big dreams, Argo decided that he wanted to be an octopus instead. An octopus is a clever and mysterious creature that can change color and shape to blend in with its surroundings. Argo thought being an octopus would be just as cool as a kraken and a lot more interesting than a little brown snail. Even though Argo worked hard to learn octopus tricks, no matter how hard he wished or how much he practiced, he just couldn't change color or shape. Argo was still just a little brown snail. Finally, Argo thought that being a squid would be just as cool as being a kraken or an octopus, and a lot more interesting than a little brown snail. A squid is a fast and agile creature that can swim through the water with ease. prepared to dive into the sea, Argo remembered that he didn't know how to swim. He was just a little brown snail after all. Feeling a little bit discouraged, Argo turned around and began the journey back to the forest. While slowly crawling back, he stumbled upon a squirrel who had fallen into a crevice and couldn't get out. Most of the other animals were moving too fast to notice the trapped squirrel, and those who did were too large to fit in the narrow space. But Argo, being small, was able to squeeze in and help the squirrel escape. The grateful squirrel thanked Argo and told him he was the only one who could save him. This act of bravery boosted Argo's confidence, and he began to see the value in his unique traits. He no longer felt ashamed of his size or his pace, but instead felt proud of the qualities that made him special. Argo learned that being different is not bad, and that his self-worth does not come from how fast he can move or how big he is, but from his determination and bravery. Argo may not have been a kraken, octopus, or squid, but he was exactly who he was meant to be. The coolest and bravest little brown snail named Argo. Argo returned to his forest, happy with who he was, and he spent the rest of his days exploring the pond, meeting new friends, and having adventures. The end. So what did you think about today's book? Little Argo wanted to be other things. He didn't realize how special and important he really was until he went through some of his adventures. Every one of us is special, important, and wonderful in our own special way. You are too. I want to say a great big thank you to Erato Kouvertaris for this wonderful book of Argo the Snail.